I'm Molly with Cooking Crazy Style here on Foodie TV. You're gonna learn how to make regular plates into wild, amazing, crazy dishes. I'm gonna take you on the road of Alaska. We're gonna travel to places near and far, get to the restaurants and to the home cooks there and have them teach us what makes them fun and crazy too. This place is huge, so there's gonna be a lot of area to cover. You're gonna love it. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Cooking Crazy Style with Molly B. Hey you guys, welcome to Cooking Crazy Style with Molly B. This week I'm showing you how to make my famous chicken wings. Now I know everyone says their chicken wings are famous and blah 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 blah. I'm telling you, they are famous. I had a bar and restaurant in Alaska and people would come in and get our wings and they couldn't figure out how come they were so incredibly delicious. Different than any other wings they'd ever tasted. Guess what? I'm spilling the tea today. I'm gonna give you my new sauce that will be on my Molly B's line soon called the Tongue Spanker. And it's gonna be so good it's gonna assault your taste buds. So let's get going. The first thing you wanna do is get your chicken wing oil to the right temperature, which is 375. So the oil here is going, it's at 150, it's gonna be a hot minute before we're ready for that. So in the meantime, I'm gonna make our delicious saucy sauce. This is a tried and true, amazing sauce. It's spicy and sweet both. Okay, so here's how we're gonna start. And again, I'm an estimator. So, Frank's Red Hot sauce that everyone loves, and the regular one, not their new wing sauce. So I'm gonna actually do 2 of these. We're gonna make a bunch of this. We're at 23 plus 23, which is 46 ounces of that. Now, I love tiger sauce. This is cute, but that's not gonna be enough for here. So I buy my tiger sauce in gallon jugs. Here we go. I buy it in gallon jugs. So now we're gonna just match the amount of stuff that we put in the Frank's Red Hot. We're matching that in the, and I'm estimating of course, but I'm a good estimator. When you've been in the restaurant and food business for 30 plus years, you're a great estimator. All right, so now we're gonna just put this on. I have the heat on 8 right now, mostly because it's an electronic stove, and so it takes forever and a day to warm this up. You gotta love it. So anyway, we're gonna mix these up here. La, 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 la. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add butter, because I always add butter. I'm gonna add not 1 but 2 sticks of butter to this. So here we go. It makes everything better. I always use salted butter. I never use unsalted butter. It's all starting to blend together, and we want this to just kind of do its thing until the butter is melted. In the process of that though, apricot preserves. This is going right inside of this. And since we have to wait for the butter to melt, I want the apricot preserves to melt too. I'm gonna actually add the whole jar of this to this. All of the preserves go into the pool. All right, so now all of this has to turn into a liquid. So we're just gonna sit here and let it do its thing while it tries to turn into a liquid. La, 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 la. While that liquid's up, we also add, of course, a little bit of maple syrup. I know, you're thinking disgusting. This is pure maple syrup, and it's just not a lot, like that much. It just gives it a little bit of a nice flavor to it. And then molasses. So you wanna do about the same amount of molasses as you did maple syrup. But here's the thing, smell it, because you know, if you've been watching my show, that you have more senses in your nose than in your mouth. So when you're cooking, you always smell first, and you can usually figure out what it's gonna need, and then taste it. Now, of course, we're gonna add garlic, because just like butter, I always add garlic. I'm gonna add about, see what I'm doing here? That's about 5 cloves. So you wanna break that up, and this whole thing needs to just simmer together like a big, happy, naughty little family. Get it to a nice simmer, and let it sit, and all of the flavors are gonna mix together deliciously. Now, another really amazing sauce that you can make is to take the tiger sauce or even that sweet chili sauce and just mix it with any jelly you like. Jelly jam, preservative, whatever. And it makes it kind of like a chipotle, raspberry chipotle or whatever. And it's so good. It's so good. Really good on wings also. All right, so we're gonna take a break and let that cook. A good cook always tastes as they go. I just tasted it. It's very hot. It's very spicy. You cannot taste any of the sweetness that I put in here. So we're just gonna do this a little bit. You can't taste the garlic I added. So we might have to add everything again. And I'm gonna add some brown sugar. I'm gonna add probably about probably about a cup of brown sugar. That's true, I'm gonna do it. Here it goes. Just a cup of brown sugar. I know, I can hear you guys be like, this is gonna be so sweet, it's disgusting, but I'm telling you, that's not the case. It's not the case. So everything looks really good. It looks like it has absolutely done what we needed it to do. So I'm gonna let this do this, and now I'm gonna teach you how to make the perfect breading for chicken wings. It's true. Okay, here we go. It's time to make some chicken wing breading. The breading is white flour and equal parts cornstarch, if you can believe that. The cornstarch gives it an amazing crunch, but also this killer flavor, and combined with the white flour, it's mind-blowing. Then, some people just flour their chicken wings and they don't add any seasoning to them. These are not my people. Everything is seasoned. So, smoky paprika, you want to add that to this, and you want to put in enough that you can see that it's going to be complete in every bite. There'll be some smoky paprika when you're doing this. So I'm going to put in probably about 2 tablespoons of smoky paprika. Then salt and pepper, of course. Pepper and salt. And then mix it all together. And as you can see, our sauce here is doing this nice simmering. I turned it down to 3, and it's just going to cook off for a little bit. Okay, so now the breading is done, and we're ready to bread the chicken wings as soon as our temperature gets to temperature on the actual oil. All right, these little buggers, you just cut them right at the joint. Like that, and then you got your wing and you got your drummy drum. And then you just want to throw them in the flour. Now sometimes you can get them frozen. You just want to make sure they're completely thawed out. You cannot put frozen chicken wings in the deep fryer because that will be danger zone. So there's the chicken wings. When you're working with chicken, you have to wash your hands before you touch anything else because salmonella is real. You do not want to make anybody sick. So if you're working with raw chicken, continue to work with the raw chicken, but as soon as you are getting ready to touch something else or this has been on the counter, you have to wash with soapy water. Very important with the chicken life. So at first when you put your chicken wings in, they're gonna bleed, and that means they're cooking. When the juices are clear and the wings start to float, that means they're done. They need to get to about 170 degrees, I think it is, internally. Now some people do like some sort of a wash on these to make sure that the flour sticks. And you can do that, you can wash them with water. I have a friend that did it with, they put them in barbecue sauce first and then stuck them in the flour. You can do whatever you want. It's your show, you know, just have fun with it. The trick to really amazing chicken wings, and I did not do that today, so don't judge me, but is actually for 24 hours putting them in buttermilk. Soak them in buttermilk, covered in the refrigerator. 24 hours will make them so tender and moist, it'll blow your mind. Anyway, okay, so let's see where we're at. Yeah, it's just a 300. We gotta get it to 375. So, as you can see, this has gotten darker now because the molasses and all of this stuff is kind of coming together and it's thickening up, which is exactly what you want it to do. We've been cooking it for about, on low, I'd say about 15 minutes. It is perfect. Oh my gosh, it is really perfect. It is spicy, but sweet, and then it's got the tang in it. The tang is the key for making really good, delicious sauce for your chicken wings. Yay, here we go. It is time to fry the chicken wings. So here we go. Now I want to make sure that I get a nice breaded chicken wing, and you want to just slowly put it in and let it go. Be careful when you're putting it in. Like, this isn't a contest on how fast you can go because it can splash you, and she's hot. The thing that you want to remember on chicken wings is the more wings you add, the lower the temperature is going to get in the actual oil. The heat is a little high right now. We waited for 1,000 years for it to turn up, and it did with a vengeance. So now it's at 400. So actually I'm going to scoot these off of the heat for a minute to try to turn down the heat. We don't want to overcook them. Nobody likes an overcooked chicken wing. You need to cook the wings from 6 to 8 minutes depending on, you know, the actual size of the drum or the wing itself. Now I put some paper towels in a bowl to put them here afterwards to catch all the oil and stuff. So I was thinking what we might do next, since I'm going to have this oil and we're going to do more stuff with it, I might just make some chicken tenders and show you how to make those with a double dredge. If you don't know what a double dredge is, that means you dunk it in egg, then you dunk it in the flour, then you dunk it in egg again and dunk it in the flour again. Double. So I'm going to go ahead and get a knife and cut one of these and see where it's at. So to get a good idea of where it's at, you want to probably grab like the biggest one that you can find, the biggest drum you can find, because that'll give you an idea where everybody's at in this. This is a nice drum. Okay. And we're just going to cut into this and make sure that it's completely cooked all the way down to the bone. Yeah, those look good. So we're going to put these in the bowl, nice and dry, and put them in here. And then we're going to cook up the rest of them. So while these other chicken wings are cooking, I'm going to sauce up the ones that we have done. So I'm going to do 1, 2 of each. So 4 wings. I'm going to take the sauce and just totally dredge it full in here. And what you want to do is you want to just swing it around so it's nice and delicious. Now, after you've dunked it in the sauce, you don't put the sauce back in the bowl because it's already been in the chicken, right? You know what I mean? All right, but that's it. So that's all you have to do. See, it's all sauced up. And you just put your wings on your plate, like so. And Evan, I want you to try them. That way we can get his authentic reaction. For those of you that don't know, Evan is our editor and dude. Whether or not, if you don't like it, you have to say you don't like it. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah?
Sauce is perfect.
Isn't that amazing? Is it juicy inside?
Yeah, absolutely.
And is it a little bit sweet but a little bit spicy?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like the best sauce you've ever had?
It's definitely up there. Yeah.
Up there. So not the very best. Oh no, I gotta work on it. Here, let me try one. It's been a good minute since I've had one of these. Mmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Exactly as I remember. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some chicken tenders, double dredge. I'm gonna go ahead and slice up some chicken thighs. I like thigh meat because it's dark and juicy. And I'm just gonna clean these up a little bit. This is like a little fillet knife for fish, but I love it for my chicken too because it's super sharp. So all this skin, I'm just gonna get off of here. There we go. And now, just want to take the pieces, and we're going to do strips. All right, so then we'll do that again. These are thighs. No, spark. So a double dredge means it goes in the egg, like so, and then you stick it in the flour, and then get a nice light coating on the flour, and then you go back in the egg. And then you go back in the flour. That's called a double dredge. And what's gonna happen to this is it's gonna make a very thick, delicious chicken. The egg, light on the flour, double dredge back in, and always have one clean hand. I always do this with one hand and the other hand's available for whatever emergency there could be. And I actually press down the flour onto the chicken wing, or not the chicken wing, but the actual chicken. I press it in because sometimes you need to press it to make sure it really gets on there good. And then once you get the rhythm of it, it goes kind of fast. You can add milk if you want to. Like I said, I have a friend that has done it with barbecue sauce instead of egg. Do whatever you want. Do a teriyaki sauce. You can do like a bourbon sauce. Okay, so now we're gonna let that cook, and just exactly like we did with the wings, and we can put it in the wing sauce or not. Now when this comes out though, I'm gonna put a little bit of a seasoning on it. I love to use like a allspice or some sort of a like Johnny's or Creole seasoning or whatever, or just salt and pepper is good. So anyhow, we'll do that in a minute. They look so good. You can dip this in honey mustard. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite. Or ranch, whatever you like your chicken tenders to be in. And the reason why it's more fluffy looking is because we did the double dredge. So you can see all of that crispiness on those It's no joke. Now we can also toss these in the sauce too. But look how delicious they are, you guys. Aren't they so beautiful? So now you know the secret to the best sauce, the best breading, and the best way to fry your chicken and chicken wings here from Molly B. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. See you next week. Oh my God, I need to be an octopus. I just inhaled so much hot sauce. Oh. Okay, I'm all right. Okay. Don't be suspicious. Okay, here we go.